everyone, and thank you for joining our Marathon Society for July of 2025. We are sewing up the Poppie Pouch or the Poppie Purse from SewFlo Patterns. We want to say thank you to Brittany for allowing us to feature her pattern on the Marathon Society. This is the large Poppie Pouch that I made. I used glitter vinyl from Mormino, a jelly overlay, zipper tape. I believe this is actually from Mormino when she had the standard rainbow, but maybe not. Zipper pull is also from Mormino. Sewing blurbs, and then the inside lining is water resistant canvas in mermaid blue that is now being discontinued, but that's from Mormino. She has other replacement linings that are amazing, so make sure you check out her site. Again, thank you, Brittany, for allowing us to feature your pattern on our Marathon Society Day. And I hope you enjoy the tutorial. And thanks for hanging out and chatting. Okay, let's get started with the pieces. I have my zipper tape, and I've put some double stick tape on the end of it because I'm not using cotton fabric. I'm just using the raw edge. So I'm gonna just attach it that way and stitch it on. I have my tag I'm going to be putting in. These were made from Mormino. I'm using jelly vinyl for the overlay, and I have a sewing blurbs tab here. And then I'm using a glitter vinyl for the main body from mormino.com. I am not sure of the color though. And then my lining is going to be mermaid water resistant canvas that she is discontinuing, sadly, but she has some other great replacement already there and hoping to get more colors in. So let's get started. I'm going to set aside this. Now, if you're using cotton for your accent piece, there are different directions, and hopefully I will be able to get back to making a separate video with those directions as well. But you want to make sure your centers are marked and you line them up. And we're just gonna clip. Should have taped the little tag together, but that's all right. So I just have this attached with clips, and I'm going to stitch all the way around it. And if you're not using clear or jelly or whatever like I am, you could definitely use double stick tape to help keep it in place as well. And now I'm going to repeat that for the other side. Matching my centers up. Okay, so I have both overlays attached, and now we're going to move on to prepping the zipper. And like I said, I'm not using cotton, so I'm just doing a single fold over on the end of the zipper. And my zipper tab is just one of the corner cutouts, and I cut it down to 1 inch width, so it's a 1/2 inch on the zipper. Okay, so there's that. And then she gives you measurements on where to measure this, and I've put my marks right here if you can see them. And you're gonna fold over down. So you're pinching down at the mark, and then you fold it out like this. So the front side of the zipper looks like this. And you're gonna do that on both sides. And she recommends pinning it in place. I'm just gonna clip it in place for right now while I do the other side. So again, you're gonna fold down at that mark and then push the back of the zipper out. So this gets pushed out. And then you want to stitch it in place to secure it. I didn't back stitch or anything because it's basically just holding it in place till you get the zipper attached. And you only need, like, I think I ended up doing 3 stitches, but just enough to keep it secure while you attach the zipper to the pouch. Okay, so my zipper looks like this from the front and like this from the back. And then you want to put marks on your, like, find the center mark for your zipper. And you can make marks outside of the seam, or in the seam allowance, so it's not visible. I'm just folding it. Okay, so I have my center point marked inside my seam allowance so it will not be visible. And we're going to attach it here. And I feel like it's easier if it's open. So I'm gonna open my zipper, especially with this curve. And I'm gonna line up my centers. Okay, so I have it all clipped. I'm gonna base it into place. Make sure you don't stretch your zipper as you're clipping it into place or taping it, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna move my zipper pull out of the way. Okay, so I have that basted on, and now we're gonna attach the lining right sides together. Okay, so right sides together, and I'm gonna stitch this on. And I don't have a zipper foot on, so I'm just gonna get as close as I can to the zipper teeth. Moving my zipper pull out of the way. Hold on, I'm gonna secure this because I went over the bump and I could not back stitch. It wouldn't let me without my hump jumper, so. I don't want it pulling apart while I am top stitching. Okay, so we're gonna top stitch, but we're not gonna top stitch through the lining. So we want the zipper and the lining to stay up. My bulk is extra thick because I have the vinyl overlay, I think. Maybe. All right, let's see. Okay, so I have that top stitch, and now we're gonna attach this other exterior piece and the lining the same way that we did with this side. And before I do that, so I don't forget, I'm going to stitch this really quick. Okay, now I'm going to attach the other side. Okay, so I have attached that, and now I'm going to top stitch just through the exterior. Okay. We got that done here. Top stitched. And now we are going to sew it together. Okay, so we want right sides of the exterior together and right sides of the lining together, and I'm just gonna go and clip that all the way around. Make sure that you line up the side seams and push the zipper towards the lining side. Okay, so we're gonna leave a turning hole in the bottom here. So I'm gonna start over here and stitch around and then end over here. What I like to do is I back stitch into like where the hole would be, and then I stitch forward. Some people like to come off the edge and make like a right angle, but I feel it's the same for me if I just back stitch into the hole and then stitch forward. So, and make sure you watch your seam allowance in the pattern because the lining seam allowance is bigger than the exterior seam allowance. So I had to use my hump jumper around the zipper edges and the zipper tab, but I went all the way around. I have my opening here. I kept my strings and backstitched on the beginning and end of each opening. So now I'm going to box my corners. And you can either butterfly them or nest them, whatever you prefer to do. Trying to make sure the seams are all the way together. If you nest your seams, you want to make sure that they are going the same way on both ends. And again, check your seam allowance because the lining seam allowance is not the same as the exterior seam allowance. I'm gonna trim this. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use, I got the House of Kai pinking shears. They were on sale at Amazon or something, I think. So I snagged them, and since this frays a little bit, I'm gonna use the pinking shears. If I can find them. They still don't really thick seams, but they're way more softer than my Frisker ones that I have. Okay, so now we just need to turn it right side out. I think I'll be okay without a hair dryer since I left a pretty decent size hole. Putting my corners out. Cute. Okay, I'm gonna stitch up the bottom and then we're gonna be done. And I'll show you. So if I just pull it, it sits right in there. I don't have to do anything with it. And there we have the large Poppie Pouch by SewFlo Patterns. And I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!